Dates now on the Mark Cucurella replacement at Chelsea. This is from David Ornstein. Chelsea on the verge of agreement with Rayo Vallecano to sign Pep Chavarria. Permission for the 28-year-old left-back to take medical expected to be granted and personal terms in place. Clubs on good terms as work advances to complete Rayo to CFC switch. This is a big one because we have had a lot of talk about Pep Chavarria for the last month to go to Chelsea. Since Mark Cucurella to Real Madrid was confirmed, that was the replacement. That was the guy Xabi Alonso wanted. We heard talks of €21.5 million release clauses that then just randomly, out of nowhere, seemed to double to €42 million. Like how and where did we get those fees from? But it seems now as though a deal for Chelsea to sign Pep Chavarria is going to happen. And listen to this. This is from Fabrizio through Vince Blue Footy's account. Chelsea's improved bid for Pep Chavarria is at around €19 million plus add-ons to Rayo Vallecano. The deal is very close to being completed. So I think this deal is happening. The here we go is imminent and Pep Chavarria will be the next one for Chelsea. This is big because, again, if this is the man that Xabi Alonso wants, this is further proof at 28 years old. This isn't the extremities that we've seen for the 35-year-old Danny Welbeck, 36-year-old Jordan Henderson. But again, this is another player in the squad who's experienced. 28 years old isn't 25 and under. We are seeing a total 180 from Chelsea Football Club here in this transfer window. We are changing almost everything when it comes to the recruitment. Not only are we not going based on all of the kinetic data that we've had working on transfer dealings that have failed on the whole over the course of the last few years, we are going for Xabi Alonso's men. We are going for the players that he wants to improve this squad. And the best thing about it is at the moment, there's still a lot of player sales to go through. So by the end of the transfer window, if Chelsea in the next, 3.5 weeks can offload the players that we are looking like we're looking to, then we're not actually going to be breaching any financial rules here. And the big one is obviously whether or not Enzo Fernandez leaves. The latest here, Chelsea are waiting to discuss with Enzo. But the other player that we've been looking at is Alex Scott. Now, at the moment, we're hearing Caicedo come out, and there's been some amazing quotes from Caicedo. Caicedo wants Enzo Fernandez to stay. There still could be a new midfielder that joins Chelsea this summer if Enzo Fernandez doesn't leave. But the latest on Alex Scott is this. Alex Scott's situation remains unchanged, and The Athletic have posted this. Chelsea had an offer for the 22-year-old midfielder rejected in the middle of June, and they are yet to return with an improved bid. Scott has 2 years left on his contract and has so far resisted Bournemouth's offer of an extension. Nevertheless, the club insist he is not for sale this summer, regardless of whether he accepts that new deal or not. So Alex Scott to Chelsea hasn't moved in any further direction. And I think when it comes to Enzo Fernandez, as soon as this is known, because look, the Premier League season starts in 19 days? After today, we're over halfway through the pre-season tour. So we need to know what's happening with Enzo. We need Enzo to come back. After that, for him, heartbreaking loss for Argentina. And there's a bit of repairing that needs to be done. Obviously, we've known that Enzo Fernandez did want to leave. Or was it more that he just wanted more money? Which would have been fair. A lot of Chelsea fans might find it difficult to want Enzo Fernandez at the club. For me, I'm able to get over the Argentina thing. Yes, some of the words towards England can be considered deemed disrespectful. I can understand how one would read it that way. But on a footballing level, you can't underestimate the value, not financial value, that Enzo Fernandez brings to Chelsea. There is a lot of value there in this player. Someone who's been in the Premier League now for multiple years. Someone who has got better and better over time. and someone that did cost us over 100 million when we initially bought him. Now, Enzo Fernandez to stay would be massive, and Caicedo has urged him to stay and back the midfielder to handle the abuse from the opposition fans for his role in England's defeat by Argentina. He said, this is quote Caicedo, "I love Enzo. He knows I have a lot of respect for him. We know the player he is, and he is also a great person. I want him to stay. If he stays here, he's going to be massive for us. For sure, he is going to think and do what is best for him." Lovely to hear from Caicedo that his midfield partner, he wants him to stay and he loves him. It's going to be about money. If Chelsea don't offer him...
Welcome back. It is breaking rugby league news for you. Warrington Wolves and Wigan Warriors will make history next year when they contest the first ever Super League fixture to be played in Ireland. Two fierce rivals will meet at the newly redeveloped Layer Arena in Dublin on Saturday, the 24th of April 2027. It is a 5:30 kickoff in the early evening, taking one of Rugby League's biggest fixtures to the Irish capital for a landmark occasion. The fixture continues Super League's recent run of blockbuster overseas showcases and follows Warrington and Wigan's historic meeting in Las Vegas in 2025.
Marc Cucurella left a hole at Chelsea's left-back spot when he walked out the door to Real Madrid. Tonight, that hole has a name on it. Sky Sports is reporting that Chelsea are closing in on a deal for Rayo Vallecano's Pep Chavarria, and the numbers, the timeline, and the medical details are all lining up fast. Stick around, because this one's gone from long-term interest to get the paperwork ready in the space of about a month. When Cucurella made his switch to the Spanish capital, Xabi Alonso lost more than a squad player. He lost a starter, someone who'd been first choice on the left for 2 seasons running. Chelsea's summer rebuild had already been busy, but left-back was the one position where the drop-off, if left unaddressed, would have been obvious by September. Sky Sports reporting frames this as Chelsea identifying Chavaria specifically as the man to fill that gap, not a like-for-like stylistic clone of Cucurella, but a defender who brings something the Blues were missing: experience, physical presence, and end product from wide areas. At 28, Chavaria isn't a project. He's a ready-made solution. According to Sky Sports, the fee being discussed sits at an initial £16.3 million, with add-ons pushing the total package higher. That's a fee Rayo Vallecano can work with. Chavaria isn't cheap for a club their size to lose, but it's not a number that drags negotiations out for months either. And that matters, because negotiations between the two clubs have reportedly been ongoing for more than a month. This wasn't a deal that appeared out of nowhere. Chelsea have been building toward this quietly, testing Rayo's valuation, adjusting their bid, and waiting for the moment both sides could agree on a figure. That moment appears to have arrived.